Hello, welcome, everyone. How are you all doing today? Happy Monday. Let me know where you all are joining in from. If you're on the East Coast, I have family on the East Coast. I know it's like a snowstorm and the kids are out of school. So let me know. I am coming to you all by way of Texas. It's sunny out, but a little cooler temperatures. So we're all good, but I love to see where everyone is joining from. Wherever you are watching and tuning in from, I am so glad that you are here. Welcome. So, let me do a quick intro, and I'm going to be doing like a video, a whole reintroduction because I've changed some things. But hi, I am Latrice, career and leadership coach to ambitious women of color, and it is my mission and my movement to put more money and more freedom in the hands of women of color. When we have more money, we invest more in our community and we change the world. In saying that, I have truly been a lot about like careers and personal branding, and now I am shifting more into manifesting and branding for your business and career. And I'm doing the shift because this is something that I have used to build my business. You guys, I have all the degrees, all the certifications, work with all the coaches. And when I look at what has worked the fastest, and what has brought in the most income, like what strategy has been manifestation, has been working on my mindset, right? Has been taking action that is intuitive and natural for me. And I want to tell you all, I have done all the things they say do, right? Like if you have your own business, it's like, oh, you got to get an email list, you got to post every day, you got to get a funnel, you got to get these employees, you got to hire this coach, you got to be on like Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and all the things. I tried Facebook ads. It is not too many things out there, you guys, when you talk about owning your own business that I have tried. And I have grown my business to a multiple six-figure business. I have a staff that helps me. I have helped hundreds of women hit six figures and beyond. I now help women in their get leadership roles and while they're in their leadership roles. And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that manifestation has been the tool that has helped the most. And this has always been something that I've used in my life. And I'm just now starting to talk about it more. And a couple of reasons I felt I've really meditated and prayed on this and felt this is the time for me to share this. But not only that, looking at everything that is going on in the world, I feel like this is the time for us as women of color to know that we still control our own destiny, even with all the craziness out there going on. And I honestly feel when it comes to business, if you all have heard everything that's going on in the workplace, all the layoffs, over 300,000 Black women being removed from the workforce. Now is the time for us to have our own business. At the very least, you should have a secondary source of income. And I'm not going to go too much into it because I did a whole video about this before, but you should always have a secondary source of income. I've always had a secondary source. Even when I worked full time and and raising my kids by myself full time, I still had a side hustle. I still had a business, right? So it could be stocks, it could be investments, it could be a business, it could be a bakery, whatever it is, you should have a secondary source, right? In saying that, one of the hardest things people tell me is like, Latrice, I don't know how to get clients. I don't know how to get clients, right? They're like, I will start my business, but I don't want to hustle for clients every day. And I'm like, I get you. Nobody wants to do that. So if you're someone who is thinking about having your own business, or if you have your own business, this is going to be for you. I'm going to share how to manifest your dream clients as a woman of color. Because we don't want any old body. Let me tell you, when you just put out there, I want any clients, sometimes you can get the worst of the worst and it can drain you and make you feel like, why did I even do this at all? And trust me, I have been there. I've had those too. So if you if you have your own business, let me see, just put a Y in the comments. It's like, all right, I have my own business. Or if you're thinking about your own business, just put a Y in the comments. And then if you know anyone who needs to hear this, feel free to tag them, share this out. Who is thinking about starting a business but is like, hey, I don't want to look for clients? If you know someone who's starting a business and they're having a hard time finding consistent clients, this is going to be for them. And I'm going to share with you all a couple of techniques that I have personally used, that I have shared with my clients. A lot of you all see my testimonials for careers, but I also have testimonials for my business clients. I helped one client grow her business from 200,000 to 400,000. I helped another client double her revenue in less than a year. She went from 100,000 to 200,000 while working less. So I want to share with you all that these techniques work, not just for me, but also for women just like you. All right. So here's the first thing. When you are trying to manifest your dream client, especially as a woman of color, let's stop the notion of any old client, because all money ain't good money. We don't just want any old body. I always start with, you know how they always say, like, start with the problem? I don't do that. You should already kind of know what problem you're solving. I don't believe in focusing on the problem. I like to focus on the result, the lifestyle, and the words I want my clients, right? So sometimes when you all see like written testimonials, those are the exact things that I envisioned, that I meditated on for my clients to say to me. You can think about, what is the exact result you want for your clients? Envision how they would feel getting that result. Let's say you're an HR consultant. I get this a lot. I have a lot of clients that are HR consultants. If you're an HR consultant or looking to be an HR consultant and you want to work with, let's say, small to mid-sized businesses, do you want them to say, oh my God, you saved us so much money. We never thought about positioning this way. Oh my God, you just saved us from a possible lawsuit. We're going to recommend you to all of our colleagues. Like, do you want them to say, like, oh my goodness, this is so this is so great. We're going to sign on for another year. I had one client do this. We worked on her confidence. We worked on her manifesting her dream clients. And one of the things she wanted was like a multi-year contract. And I was like, well, what do you want them to say? What do you want that result? So what we did was actually, she did, was draw up the proposal with a multiple year option on there. And they took it, instantly doubling her revenue, right? But think about, what is it that you want them to feel, to say? What's that result? Go into detail. You can play this out in your mind like a scenario, like a whole scene, or you can write it out. I am more of a visual person, so I like to visualize. I'm a talker too, if you all can't tell. So sometimes I talk things out, but I love to like just close my eyes and visualize a whole scene. I visualize like my clients coming back to me and being like, oh my goodness, Latrice, you would not believe it. I found the perfect job. It's the exact salary. They're paying me, 250,000. I get to work from home 4 days a week. Like, I play it out, not just what they're saying, the result, the energy, right? I had one client, when she first came to me, she was like staying with her sister. She was like, she was employed, but she was underemployed, not making anywhere near what she felt like she could. And previously, I was like, I want a client who I can change their life. I want clients who see my service as life changing. And I was like, I want someone to be like, now I have this great job. I have a great house. My child goes to the school that they want, whether it be private school or school in a better neighborhood. And it was about 6 months later, that she came to me. She had the result, and she was like, Latrice, you would not believe it. This changed my life. She actually did like a testimonial, spoke to other clients. She was getting teary eyed. It was a very emotional scene. But I remember being like, this is what I wanted. She's my dream client. So the first thing you need to do is envision the result that you want to get from them. What are they saying? What is the emotion? What is the feeling? And play that out like a scenario. Whether you want to write it down, all right, whether you want to write it down, whether you want to voice note it, whether you just want to visualize it, hold that Keep coming back to that. What we focus on and where you put your energy on, that's what's going to come to you. If you just look at, I just want a client, any client, you can get somebody off the street. It's so many strangers in the world. You can get the worst of the worst. Trust me. But you want someone who is going to value your service. Right. So that is number one. The first thing to do not focus on the problem. And again, I know it's counterintuitive because everyone's like, focus on the problem, focus on the problem. Again, I got the business degree. I've owned my own business. I went to all the coaches. I know that's what they say. Focusing on the problem will only get you so far. And it's a strategy and technique everybody is using. And you're going to get people who are just focusing on the problem. You want to focus on the solution that you can create for them. And then you want to be able to communicate that. So once you have visualized, once you have written down, okay, this is the result I want to create for my clients. This is the impact I want to have on them. This is what I want them to say back to me. Now it is time to take action. Yes, when we manifest, we take action. How are you going to share that? How are you going to share it? Are you going to say, hey, I'll help you get this outcome? Are you going to share it with just a friend? You have to start putting that impact out there. You want to attract dream clients, especially as a woman of color. We need to then show and share our gifts. Share that this is the result you can have on people. Share this is the impact. It can be a simple LinkedIn post. It can be a phone call. It can be an email. This is where you're going to listen to your intuition. I'm not going to say, oh, email is the only way, or you absolutely need to use LinkedIn. Think about what feels natural and easy to you. I have some people that'll, put out a text, no problem. For me, text messages is harder. I'm so nervous about what I'm going to say in a text message, right? Or like some people are like, I'm just going to do an Instagram post. Me and Instagram, we still getting to know each other, right? What is natural for you? For me, it's more natural just to come up here live, talk to you all on LinkedIn, and then that's it for that. I'm like, oh, we're all good, right? Like I've shared it, I've put it out there. Think about what is easy and natural for you. And here's the next step. Once you do that, you're not done. I need you to repeat the process. Sometimes people like a one and done. Nothing is a one and done. There needs to be some repetitiveness. There needs to be that consistent level of belief. And here's the thing, you will actually feel better the more and more you go back to this, the more and more you read this, the more you share it. You're going to be like, wow, I feel great about this. And here's the thing, you're going to notice people in your inbox. You're going to notice people coming out of the blue text messaging you. I've had it where I did this and it was like someone that I hadn't spoke to in years was like, hey, Latrice, are you working with companies now? I was like, yeah. Like they were like, oh, I have this speaking engagement for you. Literally hadn't spoken to this person for years and it was a paid speaking engagement. Ideal client, ideal scenario, have been working consistently with them for years. So be open to how it comes, but you also want to be consistent. That's what's going to build your confidence, right? Understanding the result, creating this scenario of this vision of the result and the impact you want to have for your clients and what you want them to say and feel about you. Then you're going to share that some way. You get to decide how you want to share it. Then we're going to be repetitive. I like to say give it 30 days, but usually I can say with all confidence, you do this, you will see some sort of momentum in 2 weeks, whether it's your confidence, whether it's a call out of the blue, whether it's a client renewing, you will see something, some movement. We always say some feedback to tell you you're on, like, okay, you're doing this right, you're on the right path. 30 days, magic miracles happens. I want to know, you all try this out. Let me know how it works. And I'm wishing you all the new clients, all the dream clients you can handle. If you all are interested in learning more about my services and how I help you manifest your dream clients, how I help you lead a life of financial freedom in your career and business, feel free to DM me. You can just DM me ready. We'll get on a consult call We'll see how I can help you. If you're interested in my free workshop, Pivot, how to successfully transition as a woman of color, we should be all looking to pivot right now. Whether you're looking to pivot sooner or later, I would recommend everyone start looking at their options. You can just put pivot in the comments and we will send you that free workshop and you can watch it instantaneously. It's an on-demand workshop. All right. You all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.